G'day YouTube. How's everyone out there today? It's been a long time since I've done a drive vlog. I can't remember the last one I've done. It's been so long. I've been doing the other ones I've been releasing, which is pretty slow. So I've sort of laid back off the old YouTube. I've been walk and talk ones, and they've been a little bit different to what I started off with, and had to play, had a bit of fun with those ones. But today I've sort of got a beef with woke, and if you looked at the thumbnail, obviously today's topic is about woke and how it sort of affects, or has been affecting my life, and it may be affecting your life out there as well. And I just want to talk about that particular topic because of the issues that I face in the classroom with my job. And I probably wanted to make this a long time ago when I first started doing YouTube, but I decided not to. And then it's just been popping up all the time with all the people I've been teaching, especially the younger folk in these construction type, work health and safety type courses. And obviously I've just left work and it's on my mind, and I want to talk about that particular topic and how it's got under my skin and it may be getting under your skin. And firstly, I want to discuss what woke is, where it started. Oh, it depends, what research you read, I guess. But yeah, it started, I guess, according to research, in the 1930s, singer-songwriters, African Americans started that as a result of discrimination, persecution, and used it as a coding mechanism in their song and in their lyrics towards the greater world, I guess. And then over the decades, it's sort of gathered legs, gathered momentum, and it's resulted in 2025, depending where you live, especially in Australia, as we are governed by a very, very woke government. And of course, the leader, the woke bloke, is one of the, epitomizes wokeness. And I'll touch on that. This is not a political vlog, but I will touch on a policy he tried to put in place via a vote in 2023. But woke, what is it? Yeah, I'll go back to what I was saying. It sort of gained legs through the university system and other community type organizations and people that lobbied for human rights and against discrimination and social justices, and which, in the past, it's like anything, it starts off with great intentions, and in this case it should have, and things were bad in the past, we know that. And then as the decades roll by, and of course depends where you live, things aren't, in fact they're far from being perfect. But in this country, it depends who you want to listen to, those things have, in a sense, tried to be ironed out the best they can, and you cannot keep everyone happy, as we know. But going back to the American movement, I guess it gained a lot of traction apparently in about 2014 as a result of protests, and they bought that woke, which means to be awake to injustice and discrimination. So that's where that word come from, and that's why they use that and phrase that and coin that word. But it really gained momentum as a result of a protest in America, and then all other marginalized groups were really brought to the forefront. But that depends where you were, because it was happening before this, and it was brought into the educational system in Australia, university system. Like I said, in that case in the past, things needed to be fixed and ironed out, because a lot of people were getting discriminated, and social injustices were hitting a lot of minority groups a lot. But let's fast forward, and like things that start off with good intentions, they end up turning into a business. And that's what's happened in this country, and it's happened for quite a while, in fact decades. And a lot of big business, big organizations backed by other interest groups or lobby groups such as the university system here and other types of institutions have really pushed the buttons of the government and obviously supported them with government funding, okay? So they promote through their own agenda that policy and ride that wave so they can do business with it. And a lot of companies, which include companies like Adidas, Nike, Google, and other companies like Target is another one I can think of, where they bring out different shirts for different occasions, like feminism shirts, gay pride shirts, etc. So you can see where this is going, and because it's seeped into the educational system, I have been a part of that, where I put up with the product of this type of system. And of course, we know that the education system in Australia is based on a lot of those woke ideologies. And we know that these ideologies and put into the system result in a variety of issues, such as no resilience to pressure is one of the big ones. Innovation is another one. In this country, we have a big problem. We buy everything from abroad. We produce rocks, sell rocks, we sell education, and we run off real estate in this country. So manufacturing now is a thing of the past. Innovation, we do not promote that, and we do not promote small business. And if you're a small business owner, you would know that, how there is no promotion of that through this government. The government at the time, which is a Labor government. I'm not saying other governments haven't done the same, it is a two-headed snake, but the problem is with this woke and the woke ideology and how it's seeped into the education system. When they come into my classroom, I see this and the result of this at first hand. And believe me, with the lack of resilience, for example, why do they come into my classroom with the lack of resilience? Well, there's multiple issues. I'll just touch on one. One is the watering down of sports in high school is one. I can name a lot of them. Critical thinking's been thrown out the window because everyone's too scared to voice their opinion. It's a big problem in the high school. Voicing your opinion can offend someone. Offending someone then can lead to ramifications. So as a result of that, kids in that system in the last few decades are really, really mindful of voicing what they really think. And when I get them, I get these students that pretty much have given up. They've given up as a result of these once ideologies that were there to help, that now have become a big business and resulting in a society that has become, well, in my case, dysfunctional. And you can see why immigration is such a problem in this country, because they've needed to bring in the immigrants in order to fill these positions that Australians won't take, especially our younger folk, because they won't take them because they've been told via the school system that you can do whatever you want, but you don't have to do anything you do not want to do. So as the results show, that anything that becomes a bit too tough, i.e. construction industry, they will steer away from it. And when you get them in the class, you find them hard to be motivated. So their motivational levels are down as a result of these woke systems they've put in place. So woke and the woke ideology and the systems that have risen from that and been implemented in the education system have now got an effect or affecting the greater society. And as I said, the young folk in particular have been so indoctrinated into this system that they do not like any type of hardship. And we know when you enter the workforce, it's going to be tough. It was tough in my day, entering the workforce. There's a lot of bullying. There was a lot of jobs you didn't really want to do, the dirty jobs. Get down and dirty, get the dirty jobs. If you're an apprentice, trainee, labourer, whatever you were given the shit. And that's how it was. Regardless of you think if that's, if it's good or bad, that's how it was. That's how things got done. These days, things don't get done because younger folk, not all, but a lot, do not want to do that type of work. So as a result of that, the government will bring in a couple of million immigrants, and a lot of them don't want to do it anyway, but who will be more willing to do something that an Australian young person may not want to do. So this is what I've observed over a long time. I'm keeping this rant, sort of a little bit respectable. I could really go hard on it and maybe say what I really think, but I'll keep a bit on my chest, keep it a little bit, a little bit clean, not dropping language, F-bombs here and there, but it's something that does affect me. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the whole woke culture. Now, I want to go back to what I initially said. In Australia, we had a vote. It was the yes vote to vote for an Aboriginal say in Parliament, but it was based on a lot of woke policies. The general public got hold of it. It was backed by big corporation, educational systems. So they were in it for the business side of it. They had no really connection to the social side of it. They were all in it for making gains, obviously monetary gains, financial gains. So the Australian public, we've cut a long story short, we voted for it. People are well aware of it, were sick of it. It was voted out and dead and buried. $450 million later, approximately, they've calculated was spent on that campaign, okay, and wasted money. And as a result of a woke policy. Now, where's it going to lead to? Who knows? In general, we're sick of it. It's happening around the world. The government, the people of these countries are sick of it. I'm sick of it because I've got to face it a lot. And I just thought today, I just wanted to say something about it, my feelings on it, and how I am absolutely disgusted that this country has gone down this path with this government, and the head of this government, which is the woke bloke, is still in. He's still in term, and he was voted in. Anyway, enough of that. Just thought I'd vent that issue because I had a few problems today with a number of students, the younger folk, who just have no motivation, no drive, no get up and go. As a result, and it's probably not their fault either. You could say it's the parents' fault, maybe. I don't know their lives, but I know the system that we're in plays a big part of that, and this system is broken as a result of many things, but one of them, if you got this far, is wokeism. Anyway, there's my rant for today. It's one of those ones, the car rant, that I haven't done for months. I prefer the other walk and talk ones and do something a little bit more fun, but I wanted to get off. I'll get a bit of vlog therapy, hey? Anyway, until next time, keep cool. Catch you on the next vlog. Peace out.